Let's create professional business cards. Welcome to Bonjestic, where asset creators come to learn. If you haven't subscribed yet, you're missing out. Subscribe now. Let's jump right in. Set your workspace to 3.625 by 2.125. Industrial printers use a bleed. With the bleed set as the workspace, you can now create a new square, one that will represent your business card, 3.5 inches by 2 inches. The next square you create will be considered the inside bleed, which you will want to keep all the important text inside of. Now that we have our sizing all ready, we can import our logo and color palette. So first things first, let's resize our logo and put it on the card. Next, we want to add the important wording. Family Pizza has the capabilities of ordering online, so they definitely want that on their business card. So put order online in their website. Now you want to add your wording to the business card. Place it down at the bottom. You want to ungroup these two because they're grouped together. Ungroup. Now make your website big so they can see it. This is important. This is a very important place, the website, because they can order online from there. So it has to be big. Add the words free delivery, because that's another important message that they want to express on their business card. In order to get the words free delivery to pop off of the card, we're going to put a contour around it. So what looks good with yellow? Black. Put a nice black contour. Move the words a little closer to each other. Okay, now add the telephone number right above the website. Okay, I'm just going to move some things around because I actually want to center this logo. See how it would look in the center. So then center the wording underneath it also. And that looks pretty good. Let's move it up a little bit. Give some space between the logo and the information on the bottom. All right, let's change this font, make it bolder to make the website stand out more. Okay, so remember, you're using this as an inner guide to keep your text inside there safe. So you can bring your text right to that inner guide and it'll be safe. So just keep moving things around until you're satisfied with the aesthetics. The website needs to stand out more. So I'm going to shrink it down a little bit and center it to the center of the business card. I think that'll help it stand out more. All right, it needs some design elements. So let's just draw a little rectangle, pick this yellow color, and let's try to see what it'll look like with like a little banner going across the bottom. So just move it into position, see how it'll look. We don't want this black outline, so we have to remove that outline. Just keep moving it around. Okay, I changed my mind on the yellow. I think I'm going to change this to the red that matches the family in the logo. I think that'll make this card pop out a little bit more. Yes, I think this is going to do the trick. All right, I want a second one, so we can actually just copy and paste a second one there. And this is actually looking really good. You can see that I made these rectangles the size of the workspace because it needs to be printed that big. So when designing, it's all about your personal preference, what looks good. I want to change the font over here to something different to make it stand out a little bit more. So when you're designing, it's all about what you think looks good. Remember that. You're the designer. You decide. I'm just going to play around with the phone number a little bit more to get it centered and to make it look good. All right, it's starting to come along. It's still missing something. So let's put in fresh ingredients. To keep the card looking uniform, I'm going to choose the same font that I chose for free delivery. Let's give this wording some character and give it a little slant. All right. Now let's change the color to yellow and add a contour. So keeping our design uniform, let's just go back over to free delivery and give it the same little characteristic. We have now created one side of the business card. Let's take a look. Looks pretty good. Now add a second page to your design. Copy and paste your outer boxes for your template and paste to your new page. The back of the business card should be used for something useful. In this case, we are going to put a coupon on the back so that way people will keep the business card rather than throw it away. Start adding the information for your coupon. In this case, they're going to save $5. Let's make this $5 stand out a little bit more. Let's shrink down the zeros and expand the decimal to make it a line. Let's make the zeros a little bit wider. And now let's just move the coupon code down a little bit and enlarge in the 5. That looks good. Now let's move over to save. How can we make it stand out? Give it a contour. This red background is kind of boring. I want to try something different. Let's utilize their color palette a little bit more. Let's try maybe a green and red banner on the back. So grab that coupon code, order it, put it in front of the banner. Let's see what it looks like. It's still not what I'm looking for. All right, I'm going to try something else. How will it look if it was half red and half green? So I'm just going to add everything back in front of the new half red, half green background and see how it looks. Center everything to the card. Let's give it some character. Let's add a little rectangle box around the word save 5 and give it a nice big fat border. There is some more wording that we have to add. Remind them that they can call in or order online. So just position the words where you want it to be. Change the font to make it stand out. And voila. Let's see how it looks. Let's make sure everything's centered one final time. Now we can move on to our final step. Go back to each page and remove the boxes that you made as guides. Our cards are now ready to be sent to our client. Send your virtual samples as JPEGs and save the artwork as PDF, PNG, and EPS. Have fun designing!